We are here. I'll just say, Stuart Mitchell in the chat at Mr. Brown Alliance. Is this part of a Peter Hyams season, sir? Same director as Capricorn 1 and 2010, the year we make contact. Yes, it is, my friend, and 2010 is next week. Much love for Peter Hyams on this channel. So hail to you, Stuart. Thanks for the comment, mate. Cheers. Okay, so hello, everybody. Today is Saturday, the 22nd January 2022. I am Mr. Brown, and I trust you are all very well today. On the show today, we will be discussing the movie Outland, starring the magnificent Sir Sean Connery. But first, some news of the week in a moment. A lot to get through, so shall we get the guests out? I think we should. Okay, first up, he's from New York and so good, we named him twice. Start spreading the news. Is not leaving just yet. It's Peacat.
I'm glad to be a part of it, Mr. Brown, Mr. Brown.
Are you well, my friend?
Doing very well. How's everything going with you?
Not too bad. Many ups and downs this week, but we're here. Looking forward to this.
Yeah, very good movie. Can't wait to get into it.
Yes, as I said, I watched it, literally finished 30 minutes ago, and I thought, God, this is good Connery.
Oh yeah, it's probably his best. Well, we'll get into it, but definitely his best since Bond.
Yeah. In the chat, she's here.
Word
Queen
to
of the
Reni
channel.
A. Hello.
The cat. Hello, Reni. You know what my next question is, don't you?
Bring out the next guest.
Yes, let's bring out the next body. Okay, so second, he's the jester from Leicester. Watch out, War and Peace. He's writing a Star Wars book, don't you know? It's the Star Wars novelist, Schwab.
That was a very good Sean Connery accent. Well done.
Schwab. Hello, my friend.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Pika. Hello, Brown.
Sir Swap, how are you?
Hello, Reni in the chat. Hello, everyone else in the chat. I can't see the chat, so I'm just going to assume they're there.
They are. You're good, mate.
I'm all right. I've been busy putting up cabinets and stuff. That's why I've only had a chance to watch part of this movie, but I do remember the movie. So
yeah, cool. You've seen it before anyway, so you'll be fine. It'll all come back to you.
Yeah, I have indeed. And I stopped watching just over halfway through before the stream, and yeah, it's really kind of it's so much better than so many movies around today, isn't it? So looking forward to getting into it.
When I was watching it, obviously I should say this later, but I'll say it while I remember. The sets.
That's what I was thinking.
You're just straight in there.
Yeah,
you are just straight in there.
Yeah,
amazing. Yeah. I can see where most of the budget went on that. Okay, Reni A in the chat.
Ready?
You know what my next question is, don't you, Schwab Shop?
Yes, and for the 50th time this week, I'm not virgin, all right? But let's just get the next guest out anyway.
I think we should. Okay. Third time's a charm, apparently. The wise elder of the channel, the writer, the portal, the director, and paid up membership. I'll start again. And
Hey,
we'll just get him out. See you, David Diaz. Hello, mate.
Hi, sorry. Hi. How you guys doing? All right?
Not as sorry as my teeth. You good, my friend?
I'm all right. Yes, I'm all right. That's what Sean Connery says. Yes, I'm all right.
You're looking forward to this great movie, isn't it?
I really liked it when I first saw it because I was very much into Alien at the time. But yeah, it is a good movie. I mean, I look at it now, and I didn't like it as much as I first saw it, but I still like it. It's worth anyone's time. This movie.
It's a great movie. It's a great movie. So
Good rewatch value.
Okay, well, we'll get the last guest out. Okay, so last but by no means least, set your Jedi power wands to stunning and brave, your Photoshop automations to full power. The number one ex-Star Wars fan north of the border, we have the wonderful, not Brian Young, and he's on mute.
Welcome to Unprofessionalism on the Mr. Brown Alliance channel. Good evening, Brown. Good evening, chat. Good evening, PCAT swappers and Ian. How are we all?
Good evening.
All right.
Hello, sir.
If I may question the secret of comedy.
I'm in.
Timing.
Yes.
You well, Brian?
I'm not too bad. I mean, I ask why it's Sean Connery in the graphic and not Sir Sean. The man who's
apparently when the person dies, the title disappears as well. Which I didn't know.
Savile is still Sir Jimmy Savile. I hate to tell you that. I hate to burst your bubble.
Stream killer.
Well done. It got to be some kind of record for killing the stream twice in the space of 30 seconds on your appearance.
In the 7th minute as well. Well done. That's good going. So it's going to be downhill from now. So, okay. So what should we start off first with, guys? Do you want to see the Picard trailer?
No.
I don't mind, actually. I'm not going to watch the damn thing, but it's going to be interesting.
I will get a copyright strike, but it's not going to go against the channel. So as I said before we came on, I'm going to use it to my advantage. So shall we just play it?
Yeah, well, if everybody says no, they don't want to watch it, I don't mind at all. But
yeah, I don't mind. We can all share in the misery of.
Okay, then, guys. When we come out the other side of this, it'll be horrible. So 2 minutes of pain. Here we go, guys.
What the fuck was that?
Speaking of Final Frontiers, you know Captain Kirk had 3 ears, don't you?
Oh, you know what, right? I can see what they're going to do. They're going to go back in time and change a lot of things and make that Kirk wasn't very good and just slamming everybody else from the past. That's what they're going to do. So, yeah, not interested.
Of course, with Q being there as well, he can just click his fingers and turn Picard back into a human again.
As a Star Trek fan of 50 years, I would dearly love the finger snap of Q to sort all the mess out.
Yeah, not under Kurtzman, mate.
But not even Q can save this puppy.
No, you're bringing Q back. He's putting Picard on an adventure, so to speak, to go back in time. But there's no Next Generation cast, so you're going to saddle the viewer with a cast that nobody liked, a bunch of boring, terrible characters when people just want to see the original cast.
Yes.
That's what I was thinking then. Stuart Mitchell's comment right there. This is like
filmed on modern day Earth for very convenient, limited budgeting, much like this stream.
Yeah, I can't wait to see them do a car chase in Star Trek.
We're stronger together.
No, and this is not that it's the same exact story, but Q already gave Picard an episode where it was the road not taken in season 6 of the Next Generation, where Picard was given the choice where he didn't attack a Nausicaan.
Oh,
He
Tapestry.
played it safe. Yes, Tapestry played it safe, and then his whole career was just nothing but middling. He became nothing more than a lieutenant and didn't advance, had no ambition.
That's because the people that made this show didn't look at Star Trek in the past. They're a bunch of freaking idiots. Or fecking idiots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Feck. Yeah,
Do we need
Romulans.
Do we need the Borg again? As much as I love the Borg, they squeezed every bit of life out of the Borg by the time they destroyed it with Voyager.
Speaking of the Borg Peacats, are they Swedish?
Well, that's what Lily told Picard in First Contact.
I haven't brought her back as well.
Yeah,
I'm quite surprised they didn't.
Black woman.
We briefly, before we came on the show tonight, we kind of briefly discussed the running order, and I said to the guys, "We'll do Picard, and then Picard," and we were just kind of talking about Star Trek for a few seconds, and the only thing I said was, it's just so frustrating.
Your Wookiee impersonation?
Yeah, it's just so frustrating how we're desperate for this to be good Star Trek.
I don't care anymore. Star Trek's dead.
It is. It's not Star Trek. It's not Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Yeah.
The title only. That's it. It's just laughable.
Okay.
They want us to say all this shit, but I'm not going to give them a second of my time.
Nope.
Although I have, anyway.
Yeah.
First season.
Okay, guys.
That was it.
Okay, guys. So, yes, thank you, Reni A. Wookiee impression. Thank you. Okay, so
she spelt it wrong. It's got 2 E's.
Bloody Reni A. God damn it.
There's the first, boys and girls. Reni got something wrong. Savor the moment. Savor the moment.
Somebody
That's a
screenshot.
bag of dicks for you, Reni.
Two. Okay, so we will just briefly do a little bit of this week's news. We'll try and pile through this as quickly as possible because every week it's the same shite. There's only so many times you can talk about it. So, okay, so...
that is true.
Mr. Brown Alliance, if you are not... well, I've changed it now. Only people who are subscribed to the channel can make comments. But if you're watching this for a recommendation, I truly would appreciate a share and a subscribe. Okay, so
Yes.
This dropped yesterday, I do believe. The announcement for Knives Out 2 from our favourite director.
Roundhead Johnson.
The greatest
late
director and the greatest
2022.
Bond.
Yeah. I know it's a winning combination, isn't it? Who would like to start first? We'll do the line from below me. So, Brian, what do you think? Our favourite director,
Rian Johnson and Daniel Craig, two of the biggest wankers in pop culture and entertainment at the moment. So all I can say to this is,
you're looking forward
moving
to this?
on.
Say what you mean, Brian. Say what you mean.
Brian, did you see the first one? Yeah, did you see the first one?
I didn't know. I deliberately, no matter how many times that Amazon tries to flash it up and tells me that I would be interested in it. No, I don't give a. I do not give a monkey's what he does. To be quite honest, Rian Johnson could be performing with a monkey right outside my front door. I would not open it to watch him.
And you won't give a shit. Okay, so I'll just look at this. Tyrone Beard, The Orville, the new Star Trek, 46 Days. Yes.
I think Disney's got them, haven't they? Disney's is Disney showing the new ones? No, Disney's got the old ones, have they not?
It's Hulu,
Is it
which
Hulu?
yeah, it's Hulu belongs to Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, okay. PCAT, so Knives Out, what do you think?
You know, I passed on it because of the director. And now, when you're putting the director that killed Star Wars with the actor that killed James Bond, it's the worst possible combination.
It's not good, is it?
No.
I will say, MC, I enjoyed Knives Out. Yeah.
I hope you didn't pay for it.
He's always taking one for the team, is MC, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Is he MC Hammer? Oh no, sorry, wrong
To
MC.
the head. Swappers, you looking forward to this?
You know what? The only thing I'm appreciating from this is the fact it's not Star Wars. Because I just don't want him anywhere near it. So I'm glad he's doing something else that's not Star Wars. I'll never see this. It'll never register on my radar, just like the first one. No interest whatsoever. It might as well be a police drama on BBC One. I do not give a damn.
Ooh, that bad? Okay. MC, no, I watched it for free. Oh, fair
Good
enough,
lad.
Mega Geek, I know you think Ruin Johnson is not a bad director, don't you?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Did you see the first one?
The first what? No, not at
Knives
all.
Out.
No, because he ruined Star Wars, and that's the thing.
Is he writing it as well?
Writing and directing, yeah.
Oh god. Well, yeah. There you go then. So no,
writer director.
He ruined Star Wars, and all I can say is that I can't watch anything that he's directed now. It's just like people saying to me, are you going to be watching Picard, or are you going to be watching that one with Pike? And I'm like, well, why would I want to support the people that's destroyed Star Trek? Why would I want to do that? Don't want to do that. So I won't be watching Knives Out.
Don't want to do that.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're all agreed. All of us are genuinely looking forward to this when it drops end of the year. Okay, so we will move on. And I know if we're looking forward to it, I know the chat will be looking forward to it as well.
Before it drops, I love that. Before it drops, before it drops and you flush it.
Yeah.
Okay. Did anybody see the trailer for Moon Knight? Is it? I can't see it. I haven't got my glasses on.
Yeah.
Who would like to start?
This is probably going to be the film, isn't it? Without his mask on, right here. This is probably just going to be most of the movie, I think.
I don't know. It looks all right.
Apart
Disney
from
Plus
the
series, though, right?
Yeah, apart from the Mary Poppins London accents.
God, that was terrible. I was cringing.
He's English, though, is he not?
No.
Oh, he's American.
Oh, is he? Oh, did not know that. I thought he was English.
It wasn't a bad attempt at an English accent, to be fair.
Yeah, could have been worse.
He's a good actor.
Could have been better.
Isaac, very good actor.
He's also.
I'm sure. Yes.
Also what?
Apocalypse.
He's also Apocalypse, isn't he?
Yeah.
Which is going to be interesting in the multiverse of madness when they bring all the other Marvel characters into it, strangely, in really oblique ways. And suddenly, like, Moon Knight's in there with his multiple personalities and his madness, in air quotes. And then suddenly Apocalypse turns up as well. And they both look at each other and he says, "Oh, you're one of my other personalities." Aha.
Captain America 2, obviously.
That's
He's in
right.
there as,
Him and Johnny Storm.
Johnny Storm, that was it.
Johnny Storm.
Yeah.
I'm sure this series will pay for a new wing on his mansion. So,
New mansion on his wing. Yeah.
Yeah, so on 20 minutes. So, is anybody looking forward to this, or we kind of our expectations are we know what it's going to be like, we know what's going to happen.
If it wasn't Disney, I might be. I don't know a great deal about the character, but watching the trailer, some of it looked not too bad. But you know it's Disney, so you think, oh, God, it's going to be awful.
Yeah, the general consensus with all the bigger channels and tweets and stuff like that is it looks great, but it's Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm. Yep. As long as it's under Disney, then
it's definitely not going to be Daredevil.
It had a lot of Daredevil vibes about it, but for me to be interested in anything like any Marvel property now, it's got to match the quality and the edginess of the Daredevil TV series, and just everything's going to be sanitized because it's Disney.
That ain't going to happen. That's not going to happen, is it? Anytime soon. So okay, so we're all agreed it looks good. But as Wookiee Fever 19, secret comedy, Wookiee Fever 1969, Disney Marvel.
Yep, F Disney
there
everything.
Yes.
There you go. Okay, so I don't even think, is it Oscar Isaac?
Yeah, it's Oscar Isaac.
He's a good actor. I don't even think he could save this. But if we're wrong, we will come on this channel and say it's amazing.
We were wrong.
Moving on. I will say, though, this one's for Brian. The expression on his face with the kind of upturned, or is it downturned mouth?
Yes.
It looks like Zig and Zag. Yeah, can you see it? Zig
is that
and
a
Zag.
certain you're thinking about when you mention Zig and Zag?
Yeah, all he needs is a couple of pom-poms hanging down from his ears, and it's...
Yes, he does.
Yeah. So if our American friends Google Zig and Zag, and you will know exactly what I mean. And Reni A, Mega Geek, is rarely wrong.
Ooh. Thank you, Reni.
I've never known Mega Geek to be wrong.
We've known Reni A to be more wrong than...
I've been wrong many times, but not about shit like this, though.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so let's move on.
Ah!
Right, okay then, so we'll move on.
To an even higher plane.
God.
This is just as bad. This is
Out of the frying pan and into the fire.
Oh, right, okay, so Gary from Nerdrotic dropped this a couple of days ago. Meet and greet with Jodie Whittaker, the first Doctor, lovingly called, was it Dr. Karen? Or whatever, I don't know. Meet and greet at the Comic Con in London, and I know Ian said he was toying with the idea of going.
No, but I found out that it's not her on stage with a huge crowd of people because they're too scared to do that. Yep. So I was really surprised when I first heard it. So basically what it is, she's in some kind of little hole or something like that, and people line up to get her autograph. So it's one-on-one thing. So in other words, if somebody goes in there and goes, "You are fucking cow, you destroyed Doctor Who," then it won't be
you, won't it?
Well, yeah, it won't be witnessed by a crowd or cameras or anything. So there you go.
My question to you then, Ian, would you pay? Is it 220? I can't see that. Would you pay £220 for the privilege of saying what you've just said to her?
I would pay 1,000 quid if somebody would go in there with a big cake in her hand and put it right in her face. That's what I would pay.
And then go back to the back of the queue and then do it all over.
Exactly.
So there you go, boys and girls. The challenge has been issued. If you want to earn some money, you obviously pay the ticket to go into Comic Con.
I want pictures too.
230. I would imagine the ticket will be about 50 quid. £50 maybe. So £50, 230, whatever it is, to go see Jodie. 10 quid for a cake.
Maybe the 220 includes the pie.
You would be, assuming you don't get a heavy fine from the police, potentially, Ian said as well, you could be £500 up on the deal. So
I think you might be able to make money from selling the photos.
That sounds like a good hour's work, that does. Anyway, okay. So, do we think she's got a bit of a brass neck doing this?
No, she's been protected, isn't she? As I said, she's been protected. It's not a crowd. It's not people, is it? It's just, anyway, whatever. I don't want to spend a second on this woman.
Yeah, in the chat, Mr. Angel, hell, I would do that for free.
If you made the cake out of dog poo, right, and then shoved it in her face, you'd be guaranteed to get it in her mouth because it's always hanging open, isn't it?
that gormless expression. Reni A, Jodie is the worst Doctor ever. Anyway,
I don't count her as a Doctor.
It's not good, is it? It's not good, is it? So, so that's the end of that. So
I do believe it is Tom Baker's birthday. I think he's like 88 or something.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
which is amazing. Yeah,
yeah. So she has a birthday with. She has a birthday with DeForest Kelley.
Wow, nice.
Wow,
2 great doctors.
I think that was mentioned on Doomclock yesterday.
Nice.
DeForest Kelley would have been, I think it was yesterday or the day before, 102 years old.
Oh wow!
If
he had, yeah.
He would have been the age that we saw him in that pilot episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So we've done the news. Other than, shall we just quickly mention? I would just like to say, I'll just read the script. I would just like to say, rest in peace, Meatloaf, who died at the age of 74. I think that was it 2 days ago, and it was reported yesterday.
Yeah.
Amazing talent.
Yeah.
You know, he was asked.
Cause of death, the coof, apparently.
He was asked whether he would watch Picard, and he said, I won't do that. That's what he said. There you go. There you go.
Mega Geek is here all week.
That's right. Try the veal.
Tip the waitress.
What films was in Meatloaf was in that that film that you're not supposed to mention, isn't it?
The Last Jedi.
The first rule is you're not supposed to.
Yeah, Fight Club. It was in Fight Club.
Yeah.
And the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
And what in Fight Club, what role did he play? This is how ahead of the curve this guy was.
He played somebody with tits. What can I say?
He was a man with some overreactive.
Was he transitioning
or something? Wasn't it? Yeah.
I think so. I don't know. I don't know whether. Yeah, he was. What they call
transitioning from cake to cheeseburgers.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? By all accounts, he was a really nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Shane Nolan in the chat. Robert Paulson. Yes, that was his real name.
He was really into his paranormal and like ghost hunting and all that stuff as well. Because I saw him on a few shows way back, a few years back. So he's living it firsthand now, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I guess. Yeah.
Living it.
Well, not living
Cher, I'm sure that Cher will be upset.
Cher.
Anyway, okay. He did some. Was it Dead Ringer? Dead Ringer for Love.
Yeah,
Dead Ringer.
Oh right.
Yeah.
We'll never forget the Smith and Jones parody of that video. It was genius.
Well, they were genius, weren't they? Let's face it.
They were.
Yes. We're not talking about the 70s Western, are we?
Yes.
Okay, so, right. 28 minutes to get the news out of the way, so I consider that a good result. Okay, so. Blurb. Outland, 1981. Runtime, 1 hour, 49 minutes. Here you go, Ian. This is old school. Certificate, AA.
Wow. Yeah, I remember double A's.
Yeah, starring. I think there was it Certificate A and then
Certificate. Yeah, Certificate A. So U, A, double A, and X. That's what we had.
Whereas now we have L, G,
B, Q,
B, T,
Q. Yeah, usual shit.
Q. Anyway, okay, so starring Sir Sean Connery as O'Neill, Francis Sternhagen or Hagen as Dr. Lazarus, Peter Boyle as Shepherd, James Sickin, Montone, Stephen Burkoff, Sagan, director Peter Hyams, writer Peter Hyams, produced by Stanley O'Toole. He was the exec. Charles Orme, assistant producer, Richard A. Roth, producer, music by the great Jerry Goldsmith, budget $16 million, and gross a very, very disappointing 17.374 million. So it probably would have lost money, wouldn't it? So, which is a shame, because I think it's a very good movie. So, who would like to start? Peacock, go on, you can go first. What do you think to this film?
I loved it. I first saw it 3 years ago, and being a big Western fan, when I was reading people's reviews before I saw it the first time, saying it's basically a Western in space, more specifically High Noon in space. So you take a classic Western theme that's been used plenty of times, you just put the space element into it. It was really well done. The sheriff that's all alone, he's trying to clean up the frontier, or in this case, the Jupiter station, and he can't get any of his deputies to help him out. He's basically all alone, with the exception of the doctor is the only one who really helps him.
Yeah.
And he's, waiting for two killers. Like in High Noon, the train is arriving at High Noon. Well, in this one, he's waiting for the space shuttle to arrive with the guy that is, scheduled to kill him.
It is.
And the thing about the doctor, one quick note, she was the Cliff Clavin's mother on Cheers, and Cliff Clavin himself, John Ratzenberger, had a small role in this movie.
Nice trivia. I also read that. Yes. This is why this guy is the wingman of the channel with trivia like that. Okay, so you enjoyed the movie, yes?
Yeah, very much. And anytime you get to see a top 80s villain, Steven Burkhoff, in a movie, it enhances it.
Yeah, a lot to say, didn't he, in that film?
Yeah. That is true.
Yeah.
But he had a good run in the 80s right after this. He had Octopus, Beverly Hills Cop, and Rambo 2.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
He did.
Mr.
Brian,
Foley. Yeah, sorry.
Brian, would you like to go next?
No.
Stream Killer.
I quite enjoyed it. It was the first time I'd seen it, incidentally.
Oh, good man.
Wow.
A whole load of films that I've managed to miss for some reason, but I get prompted by you guys and give it a go.
Thank you, Wookie.
That's why we do this, really, to get a bit of attention on these movies, these classics.
Yes.
Unfortunately, nobody watches this stream, so it's not going to get much attention.
We will just keep plugging away, yes.
Yeah.
I thought Big Sean was superb, and I loved the interaction between O'Neill and Dr. Lazarus. It was some quite cool dialogue. Yes. Some of the best scenes are actually between those two, I would say.
Yeah.
I think there was some pretty strong performances, more or less all round. Apart from the kid, I thought the kid was absolutely terrible. The effects, well, probably, I will get to that in a minute. The effects were probably good for their day, but they look kind of static and lifeless. I think that's something to do with the introvision technique they used to film.
Yeah. Oh yes, the new system. Yes.
It just everything looks so still, and it takes a bit of energy away from the film where it should be all guns blazing at that point of the movie specifically. It's very much a Western, even down to the saloon doors and the canteen.
Mm-hmm.
One massive missed opportunity, I thought, although maybe the running time might have had something to do with that. You know, O'Neill's family is on the space station where the gangsters are, so they could have used that as a threat against them. And that I really thought they were going to go in that direction, but they didn't use that.
Subverted.
Yes, they didn't use that at all. I think that was a bit of a wasted opportunity. So all in, I thought, it was okay, but it didn't quite set the heather on fire for me. But decent enough.
In the chat, that 70s rock fan, Hale, I met Steven Burkhoff once. He was pleased I remembered his appearance in Outland. I bet he was. I bet he was. I love Steven Burkhoff. He's just
great.
Fucking brilliant. Swappers, I've not asked you, have I? I'm old. I can't remember.
Yes, you did, but not today. It's fine. It's
on 34 minutes.
Tell you what, I was watching it and my eyes were just loving every inch of the screen for a good 40 minutes or so that I was watching it for, and about an hour actually. And the sets, like we said earlier on in the green room, amazing. The sets are just impeccable, aren't they? In this, it looks like an Alien movie, and I wish they would make another Alien movie with this kind of look, you know, with the kind of the retro future look to everything. We're still using sort of Bakelite phones attached with cords and cathode ray screens, and the green sort of bilinear text on the screen, sort of.
I love that.
Bleeps whenever it appears, on screen.
I love the bleep. Yeah. Just think little touches like that just really add so much to it, and it looks like a real place. Genuinely does like they're filmed on a real space station. The budget, I'm not sure what it was. You might have said 18 million. 18.
It looks way more than that, doesn't it? But I mean, back then, I suppose 18 million was.
Forgive me, I stand corrected. 16. It made 18 at the box office, so 16 million was the budget.
You can see where it went because the sets, man, they are not
amazing.
Cheap to make them convincing, And the multi-layered, they were huge. Some of these sets, huge, absolutely massive. Like when he comes out of an elevator, he starts walking around the levels, and you see everything going on in the background, and it's like, good lord. Yeah, today, if I saw that in a movie today, I'd be impressed, let alone back then.
Sorry, Matt. In the chat, Time Prophet, it was set in the same universe as Alien, allegedly.
Yeah, I did hear that, and it does look like it. Genuinely does.
Allegedly,
the clothing, the set, the way everything's constructed, this kind of artificial light and everything. It fits perfectly in the Alien universe. Not only that, but they do mention the company.
I think that is something to do with one of the producers, I think it was the the Lad company where you see the indents at the beginning. I think it was Alan Ladd, because I saw the Minty.
Alan Ladd Jr.
Yeah. He was involved with Fox, who made Alien, and he saw the potential of this film and his company. So it's got that kind of same aesthetic. So I think that's where that rumor it comes from.
Yeah,
we would like to think it was, because it just looks fucking amazing. But,
there's nothing in there to suggest
if not better than Alien.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think Alien was because it wasn't, it didn't take place on an epic in an epic environment. The sets were kind of, they were great, but it was kind of very low key, but low scale. But this was, way bigger, really, when you look at it and you compare them. A lot more going on, a lot more, much bigger cast. It's you can see where the budget's gone. But I saw it when I was like really, really little, when I shouldn't have done, really. Same as Alien.
So, yeah.
10,
on ITV.
So a lot of it I didn't, kind of just went over my head, really, and I didn't appreciate the nuances. I just watched it because it was sci-fi, and I was just waiting for the excitement and stuff. But it's not that kind of movie. It's kind of a bit of a slow burning thriller in space, rather than any kind of action or horror or sci-fi with aliens in it or anything like that. But it's not any worse off for it, I don't think. And Sean Connery's just fantastically cast.
Connery, yeah.
And his voice, his accent is like on full display. His Scottish accent, it's not tried to mask it or anything like that. It's like, and it's amongst all these other American accents. There's very few any accents in there that aren't American, and he just fits right in. I think it must be just because he's Sean Connery, and it's just he never change. He never has to. He can play a Spaniard with a Scottish accent, and everyone believes it. So I think it really works. He was at the perfect age for this kind of role as well. This kind of like seasoned police officer or marshal or whatever it was in this situation. Yeah, and you can kind of, I've only seen an hour of the film, but you really do understand why people start going a bit mental and committing suicide and doing psychotic things because of the environment. It's so claustrophobic and the artificial lighting, and you imagine, as they say, the air, recycled air systems and stuff. And I do have to agree with Brian what he said about the kids. The kids' acting is atrocious.
Yes.
It does remind me of the kid, because we're doing a movie next weekend, 2010 Space Odyssey, and the kid in that as well. I remember the kid being in that, but I don't remember the kid being bad in that movie like he was in this. But they just
sounded like a kid, yeah.
They're very similar kids, yeah. But luckily he's not on screen for very much. But I didn't buy his performance whatsoever. But I really liked the actress that played his wife as well. She was really good. She was really convincing. I honestly didn't. There wasn't one actor in this I didn't buy the performance of. I thought they were all great. I can't remember the guy's name, but he's been in loads of things. But the guy who was on drugs and he was kind of beating the crap out of that prostitute in his cell.
Stephen Burkoff.
Burkoff.
Yeah.
Sagan, yeah.
He's a shouty thesp. That's what I know him as.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he was just great in everything, isn't he? He's a psychotic actor, I think. And every role he's in,
good at doing it. He's good at doing it.
Yeah, he seems to do that kind of thing every single time. But you're right, he is fantastic at doing it. You'd never know what he's going to do.
Goodbye, Mr. Foley.
Yeah, you just think he's going to just kick off at any moment, don't you? Yeah. So brilliantly cast. Shame he was only in it briefly, but yeah, great.
If I may, Shane Nolan in the chat, Outlander, Soldier, Blade Runner, Predator are all set in the same universe, allegedly.
I like that idea.
And then Wookiee Fever 1969. After this stream, I think I will watch Outland again. It's a great movie.
Worth it, definitely.
It's a great movie.
Very atmospheric. Very, very atmospheric.
Yeah, and then the mighty Stuart Mitchell says Stephen Burkoff went on to several high-profile appearances throughout the 80s after this. Octopussy, Beverly Hills Cop, Rambo First Blood, Part 2.
Octopussy.
Yes.
What a great title.
I used to get them mixed up with Terence Stamp because they're both, very similar. They're both kind of similar looking. They also shout a lot, and they're both English thespians. So, and they're both probably probably Shakespearean actors as well. So yeah.
Yes, that 70s rock fan, Soldier and Blade Runner are definitely in the same universe.
Apparently so. Yeah.
I can't remember seeing Soldier. If I have,
Yeah,
I've
Soldier's
seen
Kurt
snippets.
Russell.
Yeah,
Kurt Russell,
I know.
yeah.
I can't ever remember seeing it all the way through.
Apparently, it's in the same Blade Runner world. Apparently, or
Yeah.
did I get
Apparently
that
if
wrong?
you look close enough, there's a Blade Runner spinner car somewhere in it, in a junk heap somewhere. Also, one more thing about this movie as well was I was really paying attention to. And I know you're not supposed to do that with the soundtrack, but it's the soundtrack. It was great. It reminded me a lot of Alien without being Alien, and a little bit Star Wars as well.
Yeah, Jerry Goldsmith.
Apparently, it was the rejected score. Apparently,
well,
of Alien.
Yeah,
you can hear similarities. Absolutely.
Yeah, I was really enjoying it. Yeah, I was really enjoying it. It felt familiar. It felt like quite homely, even though it shouldn't. Even though it should feel very kind of hostile and like a place you don't want to be, probably. You know, but it felt nice to hear that. It was really weird.
Yeah. Go on, pick up.
I was going to say, and another thing that adds to the grittiness of it is that it's a practical set. It's not sitting in front of. It's not a green screen.
That's what I was thinking. I wish they'd make another Alien movie like this, because that's one of the things that made the original Alien movies so good, was that everything was practical. You really genuinely felt like you were there with, looking through the camera. You felt like you were on those sets, and this just brought me straight back to that kind of feeling. I just thought, man, why don't they do this anymore? I know it's got to to save money and all that stuff, but surely if they did it back then, they can do it now, and it would add so much to it. And to see that on the screen now amongst the swathe of CG that's out there, it would be so refreshing, and it would get so many people in, I think, if they did.
Mega Geek, thoughts on this film?
I liked it. I liked it a lot. When I first saw it, I thought it was just okay. But recently, not when you sent it round, but recently, I saw it recently, and I grew to like it even more. There are lots of things that spoil it. As Brian says, the effects doesn't look very good. It's well dated today. I mean, the effects that they were talking about was originally called Zoptic effects, which is what the effects they used in the Superman movies to make Superman fly.
And The Fugitive.
Yeah, so the guy created Zoptics. He thought that this was going to be the future of film, so he plowed a lot of money into this effects, not knowing that CGI was going to bloody kick its ass. So he lost a lot of money on it when studios decided not to use that effect. So it was used in The Fugitive. It was used in loads of different movies. But yeah, the effects do look dated. The sets look a lot like Alien. And the story is that he wanted to make a Western. The director wanted to make a Western. The studio was saying that they don't make Westerns because they don't make any money. So everybody was saying to him, why don't you make it into sci-fi, because Alien had just came out. The only thing I don't like about this movie really is that the director copied a lot from Alien. Even the opening credit sequence is like Alien.
Yeah, it is.
It mirrors it too much. But apart from that, it's a very enjoyable film. I remember when I was a kid, the only real scene I loved about this is when he was chasing that guy and he fights with that guy in the kitchen. And then he picks up the gun and he shoots at him and he goes, think it over. Always makes me laugh. It's really good. The second bit that makes me laugh is when he's talking to, I can't remember her name, the woman, she was a doctor or
Dr. Lazarus.
That's Dr. Lazarus. And he says, and I want all the names on this list. Otherwise, I might just kick your nasty ass all around. With that line, always makes me laugh as well. That's a good line, Doc. He says, and he walks off. So those two, I always remember those two bits in the film.
Good chemistry.
When I first saw it. And you know what? After all these years, I think this film deserves to be on the same level as most science fiction, most classic science fictions, because it is a good try. The only thing I take away from this is it's too much of a carbon copy of Alien, set wise and thing wise, and also it copies High Noon. The story copies High Noon, so you can't really say this film is original at all because it's too blatant. The stuff he's copied, too blatant. But saying that, I enjoyed it, and that's
going to copy them. They copy the best,
Yeah, exactly. But this was too blatant. It was like I remember when Brian De Palma started originally, the first films he did, it was too blatantly copying Hitchcock. But then he grew to be his own thing. you know, and then and then I got to respect him. But with this director,
Peter
the only
Hyams.
the only thing I really liked of what he did, was Running Scared with Billy Crystal. I thought that was a lot of fun.
I've not seen it.
Running Scared. You haven't seen Running Scared?
I think I need
Gregory Hines. Yeah.
Gregory Hines. So that's a really good film. So, but even then, he copied. It was in line with Lethal Weapon and all those films that were coming out at that time. So he's not really an original director, but what he does make is made with style and the techniques that he uses. At least he tries his best to do it. But there you go.
I watched 2010 yesterday, which we're doing next week, and it's still good.
Yeah, it is.
Same director, still good.
Yeah, fantastic. Still good.
Anyway, okay. So my thoughts on this film is I liked it. It's been a long time since I've watched it. I probably watched it the same time Matthew watched it, and I remember back then when I was a teenager that I liked this film. And Sean Connery, what's not to love? I liked the chemistry between him and the Doctor, and I kind of thought what it did well. Admittedly, the effects now, but they didn't take me out of the movie because you've got to kind of put yourself back into the 1981 viewing. Mm-hmm. And to be fair, we probably saw it on a better picture quality than 40 years ago. So it wasn't too bad. I liked it. And it's just as good as I remember. And Connery is fantastic in it. So what's not to love?
He certainly is.
Shall we just pile through the slides then?
Go ahead.
Okay, so as I kind of said a few moments ago, the Ladd company was, I think it was Alan Ladd, who worked for Fox, and this was his company.
He was responsible for Star Wars as well.
Yeah.
Alan Ladd Jr.
Yep.
That's, what was the name of that video? Which, was it Ian that posted the link?
Yeah.
Minty's
art something, wherever. He's really good, actually.
He is. We had a little bit of research because he likes this film as well. I should have reached out to him, asked him if he wanted to come on.
Yeah,
but it was I should have asked him. But
Minty art. He's very funny.
He is. He knows his stuff. Good. I will post a link to the thing later on. So a lot of the trivia I picked up from him. So right thing at the right time. Okay, so that was quite convenient. Opening titles.
Too much like Alien.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I like them though. They're really good.
Yeah. Well, it's not a bad thing though, is it? On 50 minutes, but anyway.
It wasn't going to be called Outland, was it? I don't know what it was going to be called. I can't remember.
IO,
that was it. Yeah, IO.
But I think did that have a different meaning, IO?
No, I think the studios thought nobody will know what that means.
Yeah.
And so, and that's come with another title. I can't remember who came up with Outland, but there you go.
Okay, so
IO.
Heyo.
The third moon of Jupiter.
Yeah, I'm with Matthew on this. I love all that kind of green, pixelated graphics
Retro
with
future.
the kind of the plinky plonky noise. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And then again,
this is what Brian means.
Yeah, this is the mining base on IO. Yeah, you can tell it's a model, which is a shame. But anyway,
But that model was huge.
It was, and it still looks small.
Like 6 foot model. It was crazy.
Yeah, and it still didn't look quite convincing. But
it's a bit Jerry Anderson, isn't it?
It is. Yep. Reminded me of it a few times during the viewing.
So here we go, the alien suits. So they're this is the first scene where they're mining.
Spiders!
Spiders! Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
So he's kind of losing his shit, isn't he?
He was. And then he's got a fat face.
Very fat.
Then,
in this day and age, you'd probably see CG spiders everywhere, wouldn't you? Like from his point of view.
Time profits. Most models don't look convincing because you know it's a model.
Mm.
But the difference between this effects and Alien is that Ridley Scott chose his shots very carefully. You can tell that the Nostromo was a model, but the way it was shot, you can accept it. If you know what I mean.
It's the same
with
for the ships in Star Wars as well, isn't it? Obviously they're going to be models, but they still look real. They're incredible.
Yeah. I like this scene.
Shane Nolan, Io was a goddess in Greek mythology, I believe.
Io.
Okay, so we'll just pile through these. And then...
that's when he finished watching Picard. He was like,
what?
His head exploded.
He pops his oxygen line because I am not going to watch season 3 of Picard. No fucking way. And then his head inflates and goes pop.
And he falls.
Some of the head, in fact, all of the head exploding moments were really, really poorly done.
Mm.
Yeah. Ratzenberger was in a lot of classics from the late 70s into the early 80s before Cheers. He was in this, he was in Superman 1 and 2, and he was in Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Again, top trivia.
They were doing the rounds, the same people.
Time Profit in the chat. I haven't watched any of Picard.
Good for you. Better off.
I envy you. I think we all do, but anyway. So O'Neill and his family.
TVs.
Yeah.
It's a future.
Yeah, it's like the retro future thing, like Alien, isn't it? They've still got 70s technology, but it's no more advanced.
Well, I'm sure they'll be saying the same about LCD in 30 years' time.
Maybe.
No, they could fix this. They could do some CGI on this and change the monitors and make them look a bit of today or the future and stuff. They can do that.
Say that. They'll take out the problematic bit where he says he's got, "I'll kick your cunt in, dear."
Yeah.
Right, okay.
But I'll tell you one thing though, Sean Connery looked so much better in this film than he did look in Diamonds Are Forever. Diamonds Are Forever, he was a big fat bloater, weren't he? And in this, he looked like he can kick ass.
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah,
he was in great shape, and he wanted to do this. I think Diamonds was just a paycheck for him. Although he did donate the whole paycheck to a Scottish school for underprivileged boys or children. So
it's nice of him.
Sorry to interrupt. Can I just direct the panel to the private chat quickly, please? Moving on.
Yes. Somebody's rustling. Okay, so in the chat, Time Profit, I've also banned my wife from watching Picard. Not in my house. Putting his foot down.
Not in my house. Get off my lawn. Yeah.
Time Profit, very busy tonight. Actually, future might be curved monitors. We don't know. Do we? We do not know.
Or it might be what they do in Iron Man when he just picks up the screen and flicks it all over the place and stuff like that.
Yeah. So they've been there 2 weeks, I do believe, and the wife has already booked a flight to go home. She's had enough.
Yeah, she's quite horny, that one, isn't she? I think so.
She was an attractive lady.
She is very attractive, isn't she? Very.
Look how claustrophobic this looks, man. It's like just dingy and really kind of you do nothing, wouldn't it? There's no sort of nice panoramic, vistas or bright lights and nice clean environments or kind of like a fake view of the countryside or anything like that to try and keep their brains. Yeah, it's just.
And they were smoking as well, weren't they?
Yeah, I noticed that everyone's smoking. I suppose they could be vaping, but it's in the back then in the 70s when looking at the future, they just thought, everyone will still be smoking, and it's never going to go away.
Yeah.
Shane Nolan in the chat. I couldn't have put it better myself. This is the meeting where lay down the law. Bravo.
The law.
But in a subtle way.
Yeah.
Work hard, play hard. That'll be right, pal.
I thought he'd walked in then.
I love how everybody's wearing caps.
Yeah.
You like that?
You like caps, don't you?
Yeah, man. They're cool.
And that's
The bad guy.
Peter Boyle.
Pete.
He's the father from Everybody Loves Raymond, isn't he?
He is, yeah. He is. He's also in my favourite romantic film, While You Were Sleeping, as well. So there you go.
Taxi Driver.
That's right.
Yeah.
I know I recognise him from somewhere. I think it was
Everybody Loves Raymond's fantastic.
I think he was in a couple of X-Files episodes.
Yeah, he does look young. He looks young there. So
He won his only award was for a guest appearance in a drama for the X-Files.
Wow, cool.
Stuart Mitchell in the chat. James Sickin also appeared in Capricorn 1.
Mm-hmm.
He did.
He was also the captain of the Excelsior in Star Trek 3.
He was indeed.
With his stick. Time Prophet, why do people wear caps in space? There is no rain.
Oh, I don't know. I mean,
no, it's not about that. It's about corporate identity. That's why they're wearing it. It's about the company they work for. It's advertising within the area that they're in, basically. So that's what it is.
Brett got rained on in Alien, didn't he? Before he got his head bitten open.
Oh yeah, I've got that cap. I've got it just hanging on my door.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Brett's cap. I love that cap. Yeah, I don't wear it because I love it so much.
I need one of those. Yeah. No, you should wear it and make it look really weathered, like you've been trucking in space.
I can't. I don't have the heart to. I've even got a Jurassic Park one which I don't want to wear, and the Raiders one. I love that one. I can't get that one dirty. I can't.
In the chat, in the universe, apparently they cured cancer, which is why they all smoke.
Maybe.
Yeah. So, what's his name? It's Shepard is laying down the law. Work hard, play hard. The men like to do that.
Oh, he's doing it. He was doing it subtly, wasn't he? He was trying to do it subtly, but we all know what he meant.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. And Sean. Right. Okay.
He actually agreed, didn't he? He went, yes.
Yes. And then this is the next scene to emphasize the story to the viewing public. Something's going on. Something fishy is going on. A worker, decides to go for a walk in space without his suit.
Mm.
So he goes in the elevator down to the mines.
Just like a club in Paisley, zero atmosphere.
The Con Am Club.
Yep. Zero atmosphere. Very good, Brian.
Great selling point.
I think one of the foreign versions of this, if you're allowed to say foreign these days, called it Zero Atmosfera, was the name of the film.
Oh, cool.
Oh, the Italian, yes. And his wife has left a message when he gets back to the habitation.
She says to him that she's gone to Ian Diaz's house and sorry.
Oh.
Look at the telephone on the console. That's hilarious.
Yeah, and then Connery goes for a walk in the into space without the space suit on, and that's the end of the film.
I'm with Ian, and the child is Brian's.
Yeah, I give Brian the child back, and I go away with the wife. So
that boy is not mine. No way is that boy mine. I love you, Daddy. Fuck off.
Shit, wasn't it?
See if you actually watch that bit over again. But watch it, imagining that it's actually just Sean Connery reacting to the boy's acting ability. It's quite rather humorous.
I'd rather watch that boy than Picard, though. Definitely.
Yes.
Mm.
Well, everybody would, but okay. So he's realised his wife's gone.
Mm.
She still loves him, but
you know, it's hard to imagine, right, that he made that film with Catherine Zeta-Jones years later after this film. And I remember my sisters fancying him in that film with Catherine Zeta-Jones and fancying him in this as well. Just goes to show the man has something, you know. You know, women just like him, you know.
This was made in 81. Could somebody possibly find out when was Connery born? So how old would he have been when he was making this?
Was he? No, because Goldfinger was in the 60s, right?
1930.
Wow, crazy.
So he would have just turned 51.
Yeah.
He looks older though, doesn't he? He's
Entrapment, that's it.
Entrapment, that was it. Well done, MC. Well done.
It's almost like Sean Connery has always looked that age, isn't it?
No. Doctor No, he looks suave, man.
No.
Yeah,
unless you discount the really early Bonds, yeah. But like every other role I remember seeing him in, he always looked this age.
Yeah.
He looks a great 51 here.
He does,
tell that,
you know.
Yeah.
He does.
Reni A, he was born August 1930.
Wow. And he was wasn't he a weightlifter? He started off as
Yes,
as a weightlifter.
So he knew how to keep himself in shape, obviously. So
and they saw him in a Disney film, The Bond People, and that's how they cast him.
what was he in?
Time Prophet, I Am Old, and Connery.
He was
We all are, mate.
Was it some Irish the Walt Disney film with little leprechauns and stuff like that? I can't remember what it was called, but he was in that. That's why they saw him.
Wow, I need to watch that.
Yeah.
Shane Nolan.
Oops.
After you.
He was a lifeguard and a milkman, so
Yes, he was.
Did he used to deliver cream up the back passage?
Oh
god, you would have to go there, Brad, wouldn't you? Jesus Christ!
He liked to go to the back door, yeah.
Sorry, guys. Okay, Shane. Don't laugh. I'll just give you a top tip, everybody. Don't laugh at your own jokes. Shit. Okay, so Shane Nolan, he was voted world's sexiest man at 64.
64.
Wow. Then Shane again, Mr. Universe.
He did the same route as Arnie, didn't he?
Yeah.
Muscle Man first, and then the star.
Sean Connery, born August 25th, 1930. And then MC goes, shit, I'm 51.
51?
Wow. Okay, so let's move on. That's Montone, James Sickin, Montone. So he's kind of almost going to be his friend, isn't he?
Yeah, he tried to be. But when he shot Stephen Burkoff, he knew something was up.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
nasty ass.
That's Dr. Lazarus. Yeah. Because Connery's trying to dig a little bit now into why this stuff's happening, isn't he? He's basically doing his job, isn't he? You know what? I think I should rename my channel the 53 channel because Miss Angel's 53.
Wow.
Time Prophet's 53.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
Time Prophet's
I'm 53.
So I'm the oldest one here then.
I'm 45, so
56.
The 53 channel. We're in the club, boys and girls. Thank you, my friends. Okay, so
a nightclub.
Is this where he's saying to the doctor, "I'll kick your ass if you don't do it"? Or have we got to that stage yet?
That's a muscle joke.
Yeah.
That's a muscle.
Get your finger out, dear. I don't know.
Yeah.
Shite.
Was it take 2 aspirin something? Oh, that's a doctor's joke. Anyway.
And he says that's a muscle joke.
Yeah. And then this mister is going. This mule is going round delivering
Ribena
vials. Yeah, Ribena.
He's going to shoot Ribena into his leg.
That's right.
Yeah, this is.
Have you ever done that before?
Face afterwards.
Yeah, every vial has loads of strawberries and raspberries.
Undiluted summer fruits flavour.
That's right. Excellent.
I will just say to Mr. Angel, maybe we should the people who are 53 will do a stream one evening. 53 only.
That'd be good.
Just because we can. Anyway, okay, so that's Burkoff injecting.
It's just his face afterwards when Ribena, that's the stuff.
Yeah. It wasn't diluted, damn it.
That's probably why he acted the way he did.
Yeah.
Got off the rails. Always dilute Ribena, ladies and gentlemen. Remember that, kids? Always dilute it.
Was this after the Burkoff scene? It was, wasn't it, Brian?
No, it's before it.
Oh.
He gets called after this.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's come with Peter and stuff because his wife has left him, and he's learnt his wife has left him.
Yeah.
So he was moping in his house, basically.
Is that where Connery says, what's your involvement?
No,
that's the squash scene.
Mm-hmm. Right, okay, yes. I'm jumping the gun. Sorry, boys and girls. Okay, so Burkoff has got a prostitute and his high as a fucking kite. Apparently the prostitutes are clean, aren't they?
Mr. Foley.
And some of them are pretty good. Some of them are good looking as well, apparently.
I wonder if he got herpes simplex 10 in that scene.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
And Connery saying, we're not going to hurt you. On the count of 10, blah, blah, blah.
I saw he had a knife. Shut it. Bang.
And then they're going to stop the hydraulic pressure, aren't they, to the door? A female engineer, apparently, wasn't it? Yeah.
Very, 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 very good.
It almost felt like an episode of The Expanse, but 40 years ago.
Yeah.
The marshal in the background, he's come through the air vent, the aircon, and he's just about to boom.
And he shoots him, and all his Ribena gets spilt on the windows.
Yeah.
You need to clean up as fast as possible because that gets really sticky, that stuff.
It does, yeah.
I think this was the moment where Connery realised something's going on.
He realised that he was the captain in the Star Trek film of the Excelsior. That's what he realised.
And then we're back to the...
He wakes her up, doesn't he, in the morning or something like that? Or is this the scene? I don't know if it's this scene. Must be the other scene.
Because he's looking in the morgue, isn't he?
That's it, yeah.
He's kind of asking
where do
the bodies go?
Yeah.
Again, these sets look fantastic.
Yeah, I know. Every single shot, I think that.
Just amazing.
Yeah.
Apart from the Commodore 64 keyboard thing.
I think that looks great. I think it looked great. I really like that. It's very good. Yeah, the clacking sound. Yeah, it's just
just like an alien. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I absolutely love that. It fits. It'd all be touchscreen if it was real, but you know.
Edge of time with the umlaut removed because it's easier to type on the E. Thank you. Hello, sir. Space herpes. The prostitutes don't have them.
Excellent.
So Connery's going to the... is it like the refrigerator area where they're going to jettison stuff into space?
Yeah, he goes to the crates that are getting ready to go onto the ships and for it to fly off, and finds out what number the dead guy is at, and takes a blood sample. Bob's your uncle.
It's a nice effect, but it works every time, isn't it? Sticking a needle in.
Is that Stephen Burkoff? He looks like he's smiling there.
Yeah.
Looks like he's giving it one big smile.
Stuart Mitchell, these stupid bastards are taking polydichloric euphenol. Isn't that a toothpaste, euphenol?
I don't know.
Yeah,
but you can tell that's not a real needle either because it's got no point. So...
much like a broken pencil. Moving on.
Yeah, get off that because I don't like needles.
And sample of blood taken and cue some computer graphics to find out what it is.
You did good, he says to me.
Captain Trek, hello, sir. And no bacon, but we've got burgers. Hello, Matt.
Excellent. I can't remember who was going to play that character. Lazarus character. It was somebody else before they got her.
Yeah, it was.
Colleen Dewhurst.
Was it?
Yeah, one of them. I forget who the other choice was.
Great graphics, isn't it? Wow, look at that.
It's like playing Asteroids.
Yeah, Asteroids and Pong. Could play a bit of Pong in there as well.
I
love green vector graphics.
Can't beat them. Wireframe vector graphics. Yeah, this is the one of the stages of the Star Wars arcade game, I do believe.
Battle Zone.
Yeah, or Battle Zone.
God,
I've played the Alien Isolation game on the PS4 a couple of years ago.
We've played that last couple of years, the Isolation game.
Oh, it's incredible, right? Absolutely amazing game. But they've got the look of the game perfect. The look of the alien environment perfect. Like it's the Sevastopol station looks just like the Nostromo with that kind of hardware. The way everything's constructed, these CRT screens, basic graphics like this. The kind of the strange big clunky ports and things like that. And you feel like you're there. You feel like you're in that 70s in retro movie environment again. And this movie just gets it so perfect. It would be perfect because it was made during that time. But I love that look. I'm glad that it's not. They haven't tried to sort of futurize everything. It just looks.
I'm quite surprised you didn't type in "Good morning, mother."
Yeah.
Shall we play a game?
Yeah, that's the other movie.
Good morning, Dave.
Love Connery's toupee. Brilliant.
Is that what it is?
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I was looking at it, but it's not bad too. It suits him.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I love the badge. Good badge. Look at that badge on his.
I think this was one of Connery's better performances. I'm going to stick my neck out here. Understated, but
yeah, very understated. Totally believable. Yeah.
Best performance he coughed out was in Untouchables.
Yeah,
it was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I said one of his better ones. I said because he was coming off a few. He was coming off the Bond stuff, and he had a few dud roles, didn't he?
Yeah,
and he was.
What's that one where he was wearing Mankini? What's that one called?
Zardonis.
That's the one. Yeah, that was terrible.
So this was kind of the start of better things to happen for Connery, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was, sorry, mate. Go on, Brian.
Well, partially, but he actually apparently missed out on the role in Chariots of Fire because this film went over schedule.
Yes.
And in between this film, he did his cameo in Time Bandits.
Yeah, they gave him the morning off.
Oh, I loved him in Time Bandits. That's another movie. Brown, get that on the list.
If I've seen Time Bandits, it was snippets, and I can't remember seeing it all.
Oh, so good.
Nice one, Edge of Time.
Brilliant. Edge of Time? Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yeah. In space, no one can hear your toupee.
Unless it's a tribble.
What was the what's the tagline for this one? It's very much like Alien.
Winners don't do drugs.
There was something about, what is it? Something human. Something, the worst terror is human, or I can't remember what it was, but it's very, very similar to Alien. But I can't remember. Anybody remembers it?
Even in space, the ultimate enemy is man.
There you go.
One of them, yeah.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one.
Not good, is it? We are our own worst enemy.
There you go. Good morning, mother. Beep, 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 beep.
Mother.
So this is where he's going through the ship's, the colony's manifest to find out who's bad.
Yeah. Google doesn't exist in the future, nor does Facebook.
No. My God.
And then, Shane Nolan, I loved him in The Hunt for Red October.
Yeah, what a great Russian accent he put on there.
It's great brilliant. Scottish Russian accent.
Yeah.
Was that Russia and Glasgow in Russia? Was it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like John Wayne doing the Frenchman with an American accent. It's just, you're that big a star. No one gives a monkeys.
That's Facebook of the future there.
There you go.
So that's the mule, isn't it? The drug mule.
Yeah.
So he's looking now for him.
Well, really, he's looking for BBC One. Couldn't find it, so he tuned into this channel.
Back up, better luck it's gone in the future.
Yeah, exactly.
Not long after the license fee got dropped.
Yeah. Looks like
so
someone is playing for the other side.
Yeah. So his suspicions have been confirmed. He's been searching the colony and looking. Well, basically, they're in the bar, aren't they? The nightclub area, and that's one of the mules with Montone.
Mm.
And then this is the "How deep are you?" And what's the reply? Not very deep. I just turned the other way.
Mm. Wow.
It's hard to believe he's going to be the captain in Star Trek 3.
Yep.
Moving on.
You can't have a Yale alert in Space Dock. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Sean does a power of CCTV watching in this.
He does. And he's got the This Is Your Life book there, isn't he?
Yes.
It's going to present to somebody. Yeah.
No one ever thought he's getting that.
Yeah. Time Profit. This is, to be honest, this is so depressing. No wonder they take drugs.
Yeah. That's very, very true. Has he got Mrs. Pac-Man there on right next to him on the screen? Looks like Pac-Man. Yeah, it does look a bit like Pac-Man.
Shane Nolan, Kirk, you do this, you'll never sit the captain's chair again.
Yeah.
I don't think we've covered Star Trek 3, have we, on this channel?
Warp Speed.
I think we should just cover it just for the hell of it. What do you think, Ian?
Calm yourself, Doctor. Yeah.
I do love Star Trek 3.
Star Trek 3
most underrated Star Trek.
Love it. My favourite Star Trek film.
Great. I love Star Trek 3.
Out of all of them, it's my favourite one.
Yeah, I really
don't care what anyone says.
I think we should maybe cover it just for the hell of it. Yeah. Okay, so he's following the mule around. He's picked him up on the surveillance, and this is where he goes to chase him, isn't it? Through all the amazing sets.
This is shot in Pinewood, would you believe?
Yeah.
And the sets weren't that big. They look big on screen. They just reused a lot of stuff, but gave the impression
done well.
Yeah. Oh, I love this bit. Think it over.
The kitchen.
Yeah. Love it. He tries to get rid of it and puts in that hot soup thing, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Connery puts his hand in.
That would have made more sense for him just to tip the pot of soup out.
Yeah, you think, right? You think.
Look how hard I am.
Yeah.
Maybe the drug is heat sensitive.
You could just have picked the pot up and turned it out quickly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then Connery's going to have his
chips
face. Yeah, chips.
Chips.
I was really
Let's face it, in this country, you have chips with everything. Let's face it. You might as well have chips with Connery's face.
I was really...
Sean.
Yeah.
I was worried that his cap was going to fall off and he was going to get deep fried. Because I really like
them. Yeah, man. I got to get one of them, man. I got to get one of those caps.
And yes, Time Profit, there was a high-speed bread mixer in the back, yes.
I was expecting something horrific to happen with that bread mixer, but other than him getting his head cracked off it,
yeah. Love that scene.
Both barrels.
Think it over. Yeah.
Oh, I give up.
Yeah. Because he never said a word in this film, did he, that fella? Did he say a word in this film? This fella that he was chasing?
A couple of words, yeah. He just said he caught him and just said that prove it and all that kind of shit.
And
because he knew he had the connections. So he gets put into a 0G holding pen cell.
Oh, that'd be great to sleep in 0G. Imagine you're not touching your pillow or your mattress. That'd be so freaking awesome. You won't get up with any pain in the morning.
Yeah, great, isn't it?
Yeah.
Moving on.
It'd be a bit weird if you wet the bed, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Be floating all over the place, wouldn't it?
Oh, wake you up.
Oh. Then he goes to see Shepard.
The very futuristic golf
yeah, man.
simulator.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
He comes back and he sees this guy. He's dead.
Shepard basically just said, Shepard said how much, and Connery said, "Nah, doing my job."
Oh, another person that spilt their Ribena. Jeez, what's going on there?
So he goes back to the holding pen to get some information from the mule, and he's gone.
Look at the phone that he's using. Yeah. This is the future.
Time Profit in the chat. Excuse me. Why in the future do they put numbers on everything? I know that because it looks good.
In case they lose count.
Just in case they lose count.
Because it looks good. And it probably tells you what section you're in because it all looks the same.
It really does look great, though. Just slap a number on something and it's brilliant.
And if you had one set where it said, say, 12 on one corner, excuse me, and then repainted it to say 9, you'd think it was another set. Movie magic, that's why. Okay. So he goes to the living quarters of Montone. And where is he?
He was in his locker, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Opened the door and he's been strangled with a wire.
I did like the effect of his tongue was swollen. That was a nice little effect.
It's I think he's got the squash ball in his mouth, I think, right there.
Yeah.
They were playing squash, weren't they?
Mr. Angel in the chat, actually sleeping in 0G takes getting used to. It messes with your inner ear equilibrium. Astronauts strap themselves into a bunk or they get space sick.
Oh, wow. Did not know that.
There you go. There you go.
Sure they can fix that.
In post.
I mean, if you're floating around in your cell, you probably smack your head a lot when you're really sort of drifting into the bulkheads. And
yeah, because I think it was mentioned that it was impossible to sleep and kind of get your bearings, probably because of the ear thing. Yeah,
the 0G.
I mean, if you've got like a perfect sleeping position, you're floating right in the center of your cell, so you're the perfect distance away from any of the walls, and you think, right, now I can go to sleep, so I'm not going to hit anything. You fart and then project yourself across the room.
That'd be great.
That's why they keep cans of beans around.
That'd be
Plus
great.
It's in your spacesuit. Oh,
like make your own retro thrusters.
That or White Castles.
Would it not equalize itself if it comes out and then bounces back off the spacesuit you're wearing?
I don't know.
Just go backwards and forwards all night.
Depends how fully clothed you are, doesn't it, really? If you got a little butt flap at the back, you just unbutton it and then...
Your head will explode.
The guy on the right is one of the other henchmen. Who is he killing there?
He's trying to kill Connery.
Sean.
Oh, yeah, it's Connery, yes. Because he just comes out of nowhere, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It's like Dolph Lundgren on the right.
He does a bit, doesn't he?
He's in the refrigerator where the food is brought in, isn't he?
Yes, where they hide the drugs.
Yeah.
And Dolph says to him, "If you die, you die."
Yeah. And this guy just comes out of nowhere with a garrote.
Yeah.
Mr. Angel in the chat, it's because the inner ear fluid that regulates your balance has no bearing gravity.
Oh, I see.
There's
You're
a man who knows his shit.
He's kissing.
Yeah,
he's kissing.
He gives him this Scottish kiss into the meat.
It's nothing like Dolph.
It doesn't end well, does it? With that,
no, it's more Harrison Ford right now. There was a scene earlier on when he was having that fight with a guy before his hat almost fell in the chip fryer. It was a great wrestling move when he runs across the deck and then slams his head into that machine. I thought, that's creative. I love that. Yeah.
I must break you. We're doing Rocky in a few weeks, by the way. Rocky 4 in a few weeks.
I must break you.
I've been super efficient this week and posted what we're doing for the next 4 or 5 weeks.
Well, there's no surprises then.
Okay, so this guy loses.
Sorry, there's a bit of a delay when he ends up taking the collar off.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because that annoys me.
He takes the collar off purely for the audience to see how he survived it because he potentially could still need it.
Yeah, why would you take that off? If you're gonna show the audience, just have him like readjust it, like pull it off and then readjust it, because nobody else is gonna take an attempt to garrot him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of taking a leap of faith here. The 2 people were named on the manifest that were criminals, and this is the second one, and he's done the other one.
No, they're right. They should never have taken it off.
But
it's
yes,
just to
I
show
agree.
The audience.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just to show the audience, isn't it?
Plus, Peter Boyle, you don't know if he's going to come at him.
Yeah.
Never trust the Boyle. Yeah. Time Profit in the chat. To watch Rocky 4, I would have to watch the first 3. So would I.
But it's a disgrace.
But I will say, Time Profit, it's never stopped me enjoying Rocky 4 because I think it's fantastic. But there you go. That's just me.
Rocky.
I would break you.
I will break you.
So he unloads all the drugs, and there's a lot of them.
Lots of Ribenas.
Yeah, and then he goes, I've got your drugs, blah, blah, blah. You're dead.
And you don't know it. Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of money invested there.
He didn't realise he was talking to Sean Connery, so...
Yeah.
It's a very nice shot.
What's this scene, remind me?
He was trying to find a loo when he couldn't find one. They were all taken.
He's getting to bug the crime.
Ah, yes.
Find out what he's up to.
Yeah. Oh, look at
There's
that.
distance communication space station. A Commodore 64. Do you want to play? Do you want to play Ghostbusters? Yes. Why for yes?
It might have been an old Apple IIe. You don't know.
I don't think so.
In this scene,
I'm going back.
Okay. Actually, I was going to keep it in, but I thought, no, stuff. I'll get rid of it. It actually comes up for your eyes only.
Oh, excellent.
Yes, I saw that.
And then Connery goes, that stupid Roger Moore movie.
Yes.
Sorry, for my eyes only, it says on it.
All right.
Time Profit, thank you, my friend. No, that is a Commodore PET screen.
I reckon so as well.
He's good, isn't he?
So, yeah.
Well done, mate.
Daley Thompson's Decathlon I used to play on the Commodore 64. I remember that.
Hard game, that.
Yeah, man.
It's like waggling.
You had to whack the old joystick, didn't you? Really hard, trying to make him run. Yep. Fucking awesome.
You're wristing.
That's what she said. Okay, so he's tapped into the video meeting, and what's his name? Shepard was speaking to the crime lords, something on the space station. We need 2 men.
So why didn't he record it? Did he record it? He should have recorded it. So that's evidence against Shepard.
I think this was taken from the tap, the kind of wiretap that was a couple scenes ago. So
a bunch of heaters. Looks like heaters, doesn't it?
Any good movie always has,
later.
Yeah, any good movie always has a countdown timer, doesn't it?
Yeah, kind of like a microwave. Yeah.
That's very skillfully paused at 50 hours, 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Who did that?
Who did that?
Well, that was very good.
Brian, do you know who did that? They did quite well on this, didn't they? I would imagine that took quite a while to just get that spot on. Do you have any idea who did that?
I don't really.
They're pretty good, aren't they? Whoever did it.
Self-praise is no praise.
Who says that? No.
Time Profit. Later on, they used Amigas in movies because they couldn't view a PC screen on film because of the scan line problem with fucking scissoring.
Yeah.
Well done, Time Profit. Okay, so
What's the next skill? Who's this then?
it goes to the sergeant who we said earlier, wear your stripes, because he was not wearing them out of respect. And he goes, where do you stand? Are you with me? Is he? Fuck. Is
this a black guy? Can't remember.
Yeah,
is he a black guy?
Yeah,
Yep.
the token black guy, yes.
Well, so what did he say to Connery? I can't remember.
I've got wife and kids. I've
Oh, he didn't go,
them.
Rascal. No. Did he say that to him?
This becomes important later on in the film.
Yeah.
It looks like Richard Pryor, doesn't it?
That's a bit.
Time Profit is on fire. He's on fire tonight. See,
Ooh.
we had diversity in 1980. We did.
We also had strong women, clearly. She's a kind of overlooked strong woman, isn't she, Dr. Lazarus?
Yep.
She was
She's
real
one of the best.
spunky in this movie. I mean, really strong, spunky.
Yeah, but you wouldn't, though, would you? Do you know what I mean?
I've seen her in something before as well.
Not even with yours, mate.
No. This guy got dreadlocks? No, obviously not.
No, I think he had an afro.
Really?
And the doctor walks in because the doctor is the only friend he's got because he's playing squash on his own and losing.
He doesn't get on with it though, does he? He's not Bond. He's not Lothario.
Do you want to get blind drunk? Yep.
Pushed.
Yes.
Excellent chemistry between them two.
Yeah.
Really, so good.
Wasn't enough, though. Wasn't enough. I mean, what was that, about 3 scenes or 4 scenes? That was it.
So
really should have been
good.
from the beginning.
So good.
Right from the beginning towards the ending, that's what it should have been.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to know if there was like any scenes cut between them.
I'm assuming loads.
Yeah. Again, I will say to the boys and girls in the chat, this is such a good movie.
How many minutes until the assassins come?
20 hours.
Shoot his ass.
That's a very, very good shot. Beautifully paused on 20. Brian, do you know anybody who would have done that? They're very good, obviously, at the skill of taking.
Seriously talented in the pausing department. It's also as if the person who did it had a lifetime of watching pornography. And
oh, yes. Apart from this time, because it's digital media, you don't get the creases in the tape, do you?
Man,
which is a bonus.
Experience
They're worn out.
MC, I definitely need to watch this again. We all do, mate. We all do. Yeah, not just you, MC. I think we all do. Time Profit in space. Nobody ever cleans the doors.
Nobody ever cleans anything.
Especially the back doors.
Mr.
Angel.
Back doors.
You've got to look after your back doors, boys and girls. Mr. Angel, Space 1999 vibes, that shot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame. They could have done so much with that. Maybe their budget was limited on the visual effects side.
Well, as we said, budget was 16. I would imagine there'd be a lot going towards the effects, the interiors and stuff. But anyway. So this is where he starts to. This is where Connery is going to set booby traps. I
love that. I love the switches, the color switches, and the rivets, and that big nut. It's hilarious. Great stuff.
It'd be nice just to have that in your bedroom, wouldn't it? Just like built into the wall, just that random bit of bulkhead right there.
Whatever floats your boat, Matthew. Again,
just a fan of ancient movie sets.
Yeah.
Again, I'm doffing my cap to whoever did the stills. Very, very professional job on this. I think we must get him on the channel sometime. Time Profit in the chat. 16 million budget only. Left 1 million after paying Connery.
Very droll Time Profit. Very droll.
Yeah.
How much you going to pay me? $1 million. Then I'll say yes.
He was apparently notoriously tight. Sean Connery.
Scottish.
He loved a freebie.
Well, Connery obviously had a huge argument with Saltzman and Broccoli, and they were screwing him. So from that moment on, he was always very wary of any producer that he dealt with. So
that would make you tight, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Being screwed. Every time I see Jupiter in the background of a movie like that, I just think of the 2010 Odyssey 2 soundtrack and the ever-present yeah.
But every time they show Jupiter, they always have to show that little circle.
The giant cyclone,
yeah,
the red spot, yeah. Again, I will just say,
what is that? Oh.
Sorry for talking over you, Matthew. Sorry. I will just say to everybody in the chat or on the re-rub, we're doing 2010 next week. Roy Scheider.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of my favourite actors. I just think
and my favourite drink. Yeah, cider.
I just think he's fantastic. So, okay. So that's 2010, the year we make contact next week, because we're kind of doing the Hyams trilogy.
10 to 10.
Yeah. I wanted to do next week's stream at 2010, but that's too early for Brian, isn't it? Think about it. Moving on.
Very good. Very, very
Droll. So he's Connery's waiting now.
They're only paying me $1 million. Well, I'm not fucking doing it now.
Waiting.
I didn't realise Sean Connery was Welsh.
That's hilarious.
MC, I watched 2010 the other week. I bought it on DVD. Great movie.
Why don't you do it 8:10 next week and I'll take the week off?
8:10. Absolutely hilarious.
I don't want you to go, Brian.
Do it at 10:20.
Don't go, Brian. You're the vice president of the channel. I can't quit you. I can't quit you.
Brian.
Yes. And then he gets a recorded message from his wife saying she's bought him a ticket. Come on. To go back to Earth.
They cut it just before she said something really important, that she was around my house giving me one. Then afterwards she's going to go with him. Yeah, so.
I can't even say toxic white male, can I?
No.
Just toxic male. Yeah,
exactly.
Toxic motherfucker.
The missing element that you brought up, Brown, about how they could have used his wife and child as leverage too, which is what they did in High Noon, where
did they?
Gary Cooper's wife was temporarily held hostage by the main villain.
That was
right.
Who was the girl?
Oh, Grace Kelly.
Grace Kelly was Grace
Her
Kelly,
first major role.
That's right. Grace Kelly was gorgeous when she was young.
Especially in black and white. There's something about black and white.
Cool.
Time Profit says, surely you should do 2001 first.
Surely.
Technically, yes, but we're doing the Hyams trilogy.
Yeah, and don't call him Shirley.
Plus, 2010's far superior to 2001.
It is.
Shane Nolan.
Controversial.
Yeah. Babylon 5 stole. See, we can save all this for next week, boys and girls. I think you all are going to be in your element next week. I think we all are. So, Shane Nolan, B5 stole the ships from 2010. They did. Time Profit. There was 4 Space Odyssey books by Arthur C. Clarke.
Yeah.
And you know what? I was considering perhaps reading the other 2 after watching 2010 yesterday. Yeah.
You know who did the book of the film for this?
Alan Dean Foster?
Yes, sounded well
yes.
done.
Oh,
thank you,
I was
Monty.
Right. Good.
Time Profit. Actually, all the ships were in Babylon 5 were rendered on Amigas.
They
a big
were
room
indeed.
of them, yes. A big
One
room
of
of
the
them,
very
yes.
first show to have computer graphics.
These boys and girls obviously know their shit, because I think the next is it like 2065 Space Odyssey or something, and then Time Prophet 3001, the final Odyssey.
I wonder if Reni's still in the chat.
She went to bed apparently. She was having a nap.
Oh, I see.
It's Doomcock duties, you see. 7 hours yesterday. Fucking hell. 7 hours.
You watched 2010 yesterday, Mr.
I did.
So did I. The good lady came in and watched a bit of it, and she said, "When was this set?"
You know, one of my favourite bits
10 past 8
when he flicks the pen when he was trying to describe how they were going to do that thing, and he flicks the pen. I was like, "Wow, that's so awesome!"
Cool. That was great.
So, here you go, Time Prophet. God, these guys, we have genuinely got the best community on YouTube on a Saturday night. These boys know their shit.
How would you know that? Do you know how many streams are happening now?
I don't care. It's called a gut feeling. 2061 was the Odyssey after 2019. Was that the COVID Odyssey? I'm here all week. And then it goes.
I typed that 2019 by mistake.
Well done, Time Prophet. Excellent. Okay, so 1 hour, 30 minutes.
Shuttle, location, arrival.
In transit. So he's planting all his shotguns in various strategic positions.
Yeah.
Bottom left.
That was
a good touch.
Early.
Yeah.
Early.
Where are they coming from anyway?
From the space station, which I don't know where the space station was.
Planes at the start. That is just a classic Western shot, isn't it? Really.
Yes, there was later on. There was kind of like a saloon door type shot. Did you see that?
That is the saloon shot.
There's two. There's another one.
No, there's two. There's two.
Who's with me?
Well, nobody.
Ibdy.
Straight out of High Noon.
There's no spittoons there.
Is this the shuttle arriving?
Yeah. I think so. And then they come, the assassins.
Time Prophet, I did delete my comment, but Streamline don't work properly like my teeth. But you know what, mate? We made a joke of it, and that's all that matters. It was worth it in the end. Okay, so the assassins are arriving.
They look about as scary as my toenail, don't they? They don't look scary at all.
My toenail's quite scary. So O'Neill is looking at them setting up. I always enjoy a movie where assassins assemble their guns. I just love it.
It's just something about just watching any characters when they assemble their guns. They load a shotgun.
Yeah, just those say like 30, 60 seconds, maybe a little bit longer sometimes, where they're just assembling the gun.
But if it was made by IKEA, they'd be there all day, wouldn't they?
Was it Hot Shots, the film where it takes about 4 hours to put the gun together? No, it was Naked Gun, and by the time you put it all together, it's all the action's all finished.
Sorry, committing suicide.
Russian Guyevich, hello Russian. I saw this when I was really young, but all I can really remember is the decompression scene early on. You need to check out the movie, matey, because it really is a great.
See, if it was made by IKEA, then they'll have one piece left after they put all the guns together. Be like, where's this go?
See, Time Prophet agrees. Like Scaramanga.
Oh yeah. I love Scaramanga.
It's kind of funny how he says these guys are two professional assassins, and then the first thing they do, instead of
look at that guy
staying out the road for a while, they come up and just.
Well, he looks like he's had too many burgers.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like an assassin. Jeez, oh, never mind.
I like this effect. I don't know about you guys, but I like the way you hear the clicking and
with the numbers.
would change. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Ian, you could probably use that for Rebecca Gold. That'd be a good shot.
Nah, something better. All red. 9. What's that? 1, 9. What was the other numbers? Oh, it's just got 1 and 9.
Yeah.
Sides. Why on earth would you need to measure it? But there you go.
Is this where the gun has gone?
This is in tying the shoelaces? No.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been removed.
Gone.
Yeah.
Well, if you place the gun in where I live, it'd be gone as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So
Mr. Angel, I am going to rewatch this movie tomorrow. Lazy Sunday. Perfect, mate. Enjoy.
Treat yourself.
And the only friend he's got, Dr. Lazarus.
Says, you're going to kick my nasty ass.
The name Lazarus has got something to do with Capricorn 1, hasn't it? Was that I think that was one of Hyams' producer friends from Capricorn 1, I think. I think that's the connection. I think. I may be wrong.
Paul N. Lazarus III.
Was Capricorn 1, yes.
Really? Was somebody named that? Or was it named the ship or something?
No, it's one of the Peter Hyams' producer friends from Capricorn.
Wow, really?
1. Yeah.
Do you remember that little black kid that was called James Bond III? I can't remember what he was in. Anybody remember that? Was it? It was an actor that was called James Bond III, and he was a little black kid.
Red Hand Gang.
That's it, Red Hand Gang. I always thought that name was weird.
Yeah, I did as well. Weird. Very weird.
I'm also going to say again, Time Prophet, the man is smoking. Lazarus was a virus that infected many computers in the 90s.
You thought that was clever, and you didn't think my James Bond III was clever. God's sakes.
No.
Red Hand Gang.
Lazarus comes from the Bible.
Yes, it does.
He was the gentleman who passed away and then rose again.
He did indeed, apparently.
Did you forget something?
That was Jesus, though, wasn't it? The one before you, the prequel to Jesus.
Which is testing out.
Had more special effects in the prequel.
So Connery decides to go outside, doesn't he? Because it stands more of a chance then.
Yeah, it was a bit stuffy where he was, so decided to get some air.
Yeah. So one of the corridors, the doctor is kind of enticing or he's kind of the directing him to go. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
The doors off too.
Yeah.
Quite like this. It was quite cool the way they showed it.
Yeah.
Bang, bang.
Mr. Angel. Then Time Prophet, Christ, lol. And then,
I like how the little strobe green lights, just in case you didn't see the door. Good stuff. And it's got no smoking as well signs on there as well. Look at that. It's cool.
Yeah, obviously the red and green signifies when the door was locked and open, wasn't it?
That's one of the assassins, isn't it?
Yeah.
Turns and fires a few shots.
But he was rubbish because he couldn't hit her, could he?
He couldn't hit a barn door.
Yeah, he was probably got trained by stormtroopers.
Yeah.
No
So Sean's outside. He's going to blow the bolts, something.
Yeah.
And then, boom.
Poor fella.
Like Eddie Idle there.
He does.
Yeah.
Seriously, why would you do
So
that to someone like that?
His head inflates and goes pop.
Don't lose your head.
So this is the other assassin going into the greenhouse level. Time Prophet, in space, nobody can shoot a barn door. Can't. Can't. The guy's kind of scanning around, looking for him, not kind of realizing that if he shoots the glass, he's going to go. Connery's up there, takes a piece of metal. Was this the kind of back projection system in operation?
Yeah, there's
I don't think this.
Effects,
I don't think this part was too bad.
It's apparently Introvision, or something they called it.
Yeah, they changed the name. It's called Zoptic, I think, but because this guy called, I think his name was Zoptic. I can't remember. But then they changed the name. Yeah,
I don't think this part was too bad
because they didn't want to do green screen and blue screen, so they opted for that.
Yeah. Connery throws the panel down and it just floats down, and then the guy sees it and then shoots, which you wouldn't want to do in a greenhouse. And then there he goes.
Bye-bye.
With all the food. And then the sergeant appears.
Now I know where he's from. He was in the first John Wick.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was his friend that he met in the hotel, and
he got killed,
the female assassin kills him.
Yeah. Catch and release system. Catch and release.
I think Time Prophet has done very well tonight, but I think comment of the evening goes to Shane. People in glass houses, etc. Well done, Shane.
Those greats, though, they kind of used in Red Dwarf as well, didn't they?
That's the first thing I thought about was Red Dwarf.
Yeah. Looks good, though.
The Confidence and Paranoia episode where Craig Ferguson takes his helmet off and blows up.
Those panels are they're electrified, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because while they're fighting, you can see the sparks going off. Like so.
And you tell who's the bad guy, because the bad guys are in red. This is good.
And Connery's got a white hat on.
Falls down into the black abyss, and then all of a sudden you see the sparkler go.
Boom.
And then Connery goes into the nightclub area. Sees Shepard sat there.
Shepard.
Who, me? Yeah.
And then, was it Brian? What does he say at this point?
I can't remember.
Hell with it.
Fuck it.
Oh, fuck it.
Yeah.
Punches him. Boom.
This is for everybody who loves Raymond.
Yeah. And he falls, yeah. I thought that said TVAM just a minute ago. Looks like his arse is on fire and he's just
I will say, Ian, wrong planet.
Wrong planet, yeah.
Conam are the evil corporation and that provide the life support systems in Capricorn 1-2, aren't they?
Yep.
Superb trivia.
Normally I would have wanted to see Peter Boyle like Connery kill Boyle, but knowing that the head of the organization is going to kill him anyway for failing, that to me that was good enough. It's like he's in for a worse death than what Connery would give him.
Connery's packing his bag because he's off to get the flight home to Earth. See with his wife and child, the bad actor.
How long would that take, though, for him to fly to Earth?
A year, right? Because he tells his son that he's going to miss his birthday. He goes, "I'll give you 2 presents on your following birthday."
Yeah.
You see that in
over at least.
Has Connery coloured his beard there?
It's got a V-neck. It's got a turtleneck on.
Grew a little more.
Then the doctor says you did well.
You did well, and she says, "Do you fancy a quickie before you go?" Connery. Connery said, "No thanks."
One of the main things about the film was that Connery could have walked, but he had all the shitty jobs, and he shut his mouth off a lot, which is why he kind of got all the shitty jobs. And he wanted to prove himself, didn't he?
And also because they were copying High Noon, and that's what happens in that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So Connery did good. She did good. They all did good. The film did good.
And then we got the message, "I'm coming home." End the transmission.
If I may.
Yeah.
The message.
Seriously, though.
He's talking to his wife, and he's signing it O'Neill.
Yeah, exactly. It's just really silly, isn't it? It's really silly.
I think I'd prefer this message to the message what we have nowadays, but there you go.
Kiss Paul for me. Looking forward to sleeping with you for a year. Was that sleeping with you for a year? Don't forget to get my son to acting classes as soon as possible. Signing off.
Tell Diaz to naff off.
Yeah, get out the bed, Diaz.
Diaz has a year before I get him.
That's it. So, as I always say, a sentence or a paragraph from each of you, and then we'll sign off. So, Swap Shop, would you like to go first?
No, I wouldn't, but I will. I thought that it was an absolutely beautiful film in every respect, even the dodgy models and things like that you wouldn't necessarily believe. Absolutely loved all of it. Just a feast for the eyes, and I wish more films were made like this today. I really do. Even like the retro future thing, I'd love it if more films did that. You know, as silly as it is, I suppose. But I just love that aesthetic so much. It's like some people really go for steampunk, don't they? I know you hate it, but I love this kind of retro future kind of thing. I'm big on that, and the whole synthwave thing as well. I love it. But great performance by Connery as always. Really, well for the most part, he was totally believable. I loved it. I love him in it.
Great Connery.
A great supporting cast as well. I couldn't spot really a single bad performance in there apart from his kid. Production design amazing, sets amazing, good soundtrack. Good sci-fi thriller. Not enough sci-fi thrillers around. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it. It's a treat from the past. You'll genuinely enjoy it. It's worth buying on solid media as well. Go and get on Amazon or whatever online store and track it down and get the special edition if there is one, and just enjoy it, because it's a really, really what's the word?
Probably cheap as chips as well.
Not a fun film, but enjoyable and entertaining in all the right ways. And a great antidote to all the woke crap that's around these days. So,
yes,
that's my final word on it, really. But well done for covering it, Brown. I think.
I will just say to the chat has been super tonight, so I appreciate the chat. So, Ian, what did you think?
I kind of like it, but the thing is that it fails. It doesn't go up on the big list of great sci-fi movies for me because it's such a blatant rip-off of High Noon and Alien. And I think that's what spoils it, basically. I like that. As Matt says, I like the design and stuff like that, and I like how dirty it looks, and I like Connery. But it just misses because obviously it's not, as I said, it's not something that was it is influenced, but
originality.
Yeah, but it's just too much of a copy, in my opinion. Yeah. But hey,
it won't have its own style, does it?
Yeah, well, it doesn't, does it? And that's what fails it for me. But it's enjoyable. It's an enjoyable.
Whereas now everything is copied, but that's another stream. So okay, Ian. PCAT, thoughts?
I mean, the fact that even though it did, you could say rip off or took a lot of inspiration from one of the greatest westerns of all time, High Noon, it was enjoyable, and it's a formula that if you do it the right way, it'll work in different types of settings. Sort of like I thought it worked when they did this type of storyline in the Stallone movie in 97, was it? Copland. Similar type. You got the sheriff that's his force is useless. They don't want to help him out when the big showdown happens. If done right, it works. I think if this was made as a Western like the director originally wanted to, I think it wouldn't have been as good, because then it would have really been it would have screamed High Noon ripoff. But overall, it's worth repeat viewing, and I guess best to say it's not a great movie, but it's a hidden gem.
It is. So, thank you for the time, Picat. Okay, and the vice president of the channel, he's done all the production this week. He's been a superstar. Brian, what do you think?
A thoroughly decent film. I thought there was some great performances. I was going to say all round, but we all know who kind of let the team down. But I think it's nicely filmed, but a bit static at times, just purely because of the way they did I know they said the CGI, the way they did the visual effects.
Yeah.
I don't think it deserved the poor box office performance, which is a bit of a shame.
Apparently that was because they didn't put it. The producers or the distributors didn't believe in it, and they didn't put it in enough cinemas in the US.
Really?
The reception and the critics' reviews were good. They didn't put it in enough theaters, but anyway.
So all in, I think I'm glad you recommended it, but it won't be a massive favourite of mine going forward.
Okay. Again, thank you for the production this week. Okay. That's it, boys and girls. I will just say to everybody in the chat, very, very good tonight. Super interaction. I can tell you guys are really into this stuff, so I really do appreciate the time taken. As I said, we're going to finish off the Peter Hyams trilogy next week with the magnificent 2010. So you've got a week to do your homework. I will thank the guests. Swap Shop. Cheers, mate.
You're very welcome, Mr. Brown.
Ian, thank you, my friend.
Think it over. Yeah.
Peacat, thank you.
Thank you. Good to be with everybody again.
It's good to have you back, mate. And the wonderful, not Brian Young, thank you.
Cheers, Brune, Peacat, Ian, Swappers, and exceedingly well played from the chat this evening. Great stuff.
Yeah, absolutely superb from the chat this evening. We're back on Wednesday. Chapter, is it 5? Bobber Bollocks? Which will be great. Yeah, so if you guys have not seen the film and you're going to watch it this week, enjoy it. As I said, 2010 next week, which is fantastic. So take care, everybody. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.